I know you have the data analytics skills, but have you ever used this data analytics skill in solving a problem in hospitality industry? If the answer is no, then this video is for you. So in this video, we shall going to build an end-to-end business intelligence project to solve problem in a hospitality industry. So we have this brand called Atlee Grants. So Atlee Grants is a brand that owns different types of hotels in India. So they've been in this industry for the last 20 years. But recently, they've started seeing their market share and market revenue started decreasing. So they wanted to build a dashboard that will help them detect this kind of a problem. And they don't have internal data analytics team. So you assume you are the data analyst who will be given this opportunity to help this particular organization solve their problem. So we shall going to start this project by first of all defining their problem, the problem, and then we will try to explore the data set, and then we do the data cleaning, do the data modeling, and then we do DAX formula to come up with the metrics, and then we build the dashboard. And this is the dashboard that we're going to come up with. So generally, this is just a dashboard for the management. As you can see, it's very straightforward. So let's have a look of this dashboard. So here we have a title of our dashboard, and then you have property name as the filter, and then you have booking platform, month, number. So these are our filters, and then you have key performance indicators. So key performance indicator, they generally show us the overview performance of this organization. As you can see the organization has a total revenue of 2 billion, and also it has a total booking of 135,000, 57.87%. This is the occupancy rate. And then we have cancellation. So this is the cancellation rate, 24.83%. And then we have average rating. So these are the KPIs that they will show us the general performance of the organization. And if you want to dig deeper into the data, now we'll build these visuals. We're going to have total booking by platform, occupancy percentage by day type. As you can see, weekend. Customer prefer weekend, or rather they use this hotel during the weekend. And then we have the total revenue by city and room. And then we have the occupancy rate and average rating by week number. So here we generally try to understand the occupancy rate in each and every week of the year. And then here we have summary of the city, total revenue, total booking, total successful booking, occupancy, cancellation, and average rating. So this dashboard, it will help us to come up with insights. So this insights is what will guide us in terms of providing a recommendation for this organization. So by the end of this video, you will have understood how Power BI, not only how to learn how Power BI work, but also learn the hospitality domain and how we can use business intelligence or data intelligence to solve problem in this particular domain, so which is one of the most important key factor that you need to consider, understanding the domain of particular industry. Yeah, so let's get started from the start. So this is the end-to-end BI project framework. We'll start from requirement gathering, data overview, data cleaning, data modeling, data processing, DAX calculation, dashboard and report development, insights, recommendation, and then we'll finalize with the conclusion. So let's start with the requirement gathering. So requirement gathering is where the stakeholder present a problem statement to the data analytics team. So the stakeholder and the data analytics team, they have a conversation about the problem. The stakeholder present a problem and the data analytics team have conversation with the stakeholders. So after the data analytics team, they've really grind this problem, they've really understood the key pain of the business. Now they will now start looking for the data. So they will try to explore the data of the company, try to understand different sources, where they are located, and how they will pull those data into the relevant BI tools for them to build this kind of solution, like the data warehousing, the data visualization, and so forth. So after they've explored the data of the organization, they will now start do the data cleaning. You know, most of the time, this data in this organization, most of the time they are very messy. So it's upon you as a data person or a data analytics person to do the data cleaning and make sure that everything everything in that data is in the right format. So after you've done the data cleaning, you will now move to what we call data modeling. So data modeling is where we shall going to build a data model. A data model basically is when we build a relationship among these tables. So after cleaning our data and making sure that our tables have the right format of data, we shall now build relationship among these tables, where we identify the facts table and the facts table and the dimensional table together with the primary key and foreign key, and then we build a relationship among these tables. After that, we'll do data processing. We'll try to add some layers. For example, if we have a column for profit, if we have a column for, let's say you have two column or one column for revenue and the other column for profit. So we can use that to come up with a column for profit. So that's falling under the data processing. And then you have DAX calculation. This is where we shall going to use the DAX formulas to do calculations such as total revenue, average revenue, and so on. And then after we build these metrics, we shall now start building the dashboard. We shall do the dashboard and report development. And then from this dashboard, we shall going to generate insights. And these insights, they will help us to get the recommendation. After the recommendation, we shall going to write a very simple conclusion about our project. So I think this framework is very loud and clear. Now, so let's move to the problem statement itself. So this is the problem statement that the business stakeholder will present to the analytics team. So the business stakeholder will read this or will present this statement to the data analytics team, and then the data analytics team try to figure out on how they're going to help this business, so in terms of providing solution. So the problem is that there's a brand, it's called Atlic Grants. So this brand owns 5-star hotel across India. So they've been in hospitality industry for the past 20 years. Due to strategic moves from their competitors and in effective decision making in management, the Athlete Grants are losing its market share and revenue in luxury business hotel category. As a strategic move, the managing director of Athlete Grants want to incorporate data and business and data intelligence to regain their market share and revenue. However, they do not have in-house data analytics team to provide them with these insights. So their revenue management team had decided to hire a third-party service provider to provide them with the insights from the historical data. So the task here is you assume you're a data analyst, that you've been given this job. So you'll be provided with a sample data and a mock-up dashboard to work on the following task. So your task, first of all, is to create. So first of all, you'll download all relevant documents from the download section, and then your task will now start from creating the metrics according to the metric list, and then you create a dashboard according to the mockup provided by the stakeholders, and then you create relevant insights that are not provided in the metric list stroke mockup dashboard. So basically here you will be required to create the metrics, and then you'll be required to build a dashboard based on the mockup you've been provided by the stakeholders, and then out of that dashboard you will generate insights which will guide you in terms of providing the recommendations. So after this, you will have this one, a business requirement summary. So basically, the objective of this project is basically to use the historical hotel data to regain market share and revenue in luxury business through actionable insights. So you're going to use the historical hotel data to regain the market share in this luxury hotel through the insights. So you're going to use the historical data, you build the dashboard, and then you come up with the insights that will help this organization improve in terms of their performance. So the scope of this project is to create key metrics, build BI dashboard, and then you generate insights that will help improve the performance of the organization. So the stakeholders include the managing director, the revenue team, and the data analyst. So the success of this project is accurate metrics, dashboard approval, and at least 3 actionable insights beyond given metrics. So this is, in short, is the business requirement summary of the whole of this project. So now, since we've understood the business requirement summary, the next step is now to explore the data, as we've discussed in the first session, where you understand the business, and then after that you will do the data overview. After you've understood the problem statement, the next step is now to explore the data that you're going to use to solve that particular problem. So this is the data that we're going to use to solve our problem. So we have the dime date, we have the dime hotel, we have the dime rooms, we have the fact aggregated bookings, and then we have the fact bookings. So let's explore them using Excel. So this is our first table. It's called dime hotel. So you can see this is the columns. We have the property ID, we have the property name, we have the category, we have the city. So you need to have a proper definition of this column. And then the next table, we have dime room. So we have a room ID, and then we have room class as the column of dime room. And then we have date. So this is basically a table containing the date details. So we have the date column, we have the month and year, and then we have week number, and then we have day type, and so on. After that, we have now the aggregated bookings. So we have the property ID, we have the date the customer checked in, and then we have the room category, and then we have the successful bookings, and then we have capacity. So this is a column for date aggregated bookings, and then we have the last table, which it has the booking ID. So this is the booking ID, and then it has property ID, it has booking date, it has check-in date, it has checkout date, number of guests, room category, booking platform, rating given, booking status, revenue generated, and revenue realized. So you need to have a proper definition of this column, because this column will help you now build the proper metrics, and these metrics, they will help you come up with a good dashboard which will give you the right insights. So you need to sit with the stakeholder and try to have a good definition of these columns. You'll write the definition in a what we call data definition document, where you define all these columns. So after you've explored the data, the next step is to now take this data into the Power BI for the data cleaning. So let's import this data into our Power BI. So you'll come to Power BI, you'll click on this blank report. Yes, so once you click on the blank report, it will take you to this area. So you'll come to get data, and since our data is in Excel, we'll just click on Excel. If the data is not found in this common data source, you'll come to more, and then it will give you all the data source that are being supported by Power BI. So let's allow the Power BI to load all the data source supported, all the data source support. Yeah, so these are all the data source supported by Power BI, and this data source, they've been categorized into this category. So category 1 is the file. All file related data source are categorized under file, and then you have database. All the database related data source, they are categorized under database, and then you have Microsoft Fabric, and then you have Power Platform, and then you have Azure Online Services, and the other category. So the other category that are not categorized among these categories here, it's just put under the other category. So for our case, our data source, our data, as you've seen, it's in Excel. It's in Excel. So we want to take this data from Excel to Power BI. So for that, we'll just come to the file category, because Excel is categorized here. So you'll click on Excel workbook, and then you'll click on connect. You just select, and then you click on connect. After clicking on that, now we will select the tables. So we'll start with the first. So my table, I put them under, I think they were under downloads. Yeah. So we can start with this one, dime date. So you just click on it, and then you come to open. So our dime table, our dime date table has arrived successfully into the Power BI. So let's try to import another one. Here, so let's import fact booking. So we'll click on it and then open. Yeah, you tick and then you click on load. Yeah, so we have a fact booking table already in the Power BI. And then let's import the other one. So let's go with hotels. We tick to confirm it and then we click on load. Yes, so we have a dime hotel. Let's also import the other table. The other table is dime rooms. So click open. You tick. And then you click on load. Yes, so we have also dime room arrived, and then we can complete the other one, the fact that get it bookings. Then we click on open. Tick confirm, and then you click on load. Yeah, so we have all our table successfully arrive in our Power BI, so we can view them by clicking here. It's called table view. So we can start with the dime date. This is the details for dime date, and then we have details for dime hotel, and then we have rooms, and then we have fact aggregated bookings, and then we have fact bookings. Now the next step is to build a data model. So you'll come to model view and then you will build a data model. So data model basically is we are building a relationship between facts table and the dimensional table. So let me just put this facts table at the center. And also we have this here. So we're building the dimensional the data model by interconnecting the facts table with the dimensional table. So we'll start with the room. So we're checking room. So room basically it has a foreign key. So foreign key for room is room ID. So we're going to look for room ID in this facts table. So room ID, I think it's property ID. So you will drag and drop to property ID. Now room in this table is room category. So we're going to build connection between fax booking and dime room using the room ID and the room category. As you can see, these are the, so we're building a connection between these two. After that, you'll click on save. So we've built a connection between this. Also, let's try this room ID with this room category. Yes. So here we're going to build connection between dime room and the table fax aggregated booking using ID room ID and the room category. Room ID from the dime room table and the room category from the fax aggregated bookings. And then you click on save. So we are done with the dime room table. Now let's go to this one. This one we have primary key of this table is property ID. So we're going to build connection between property ID from dimensional table hotel to fax table aggregated fax table booking. So you will drag and drop to property ID. Yeah, so we will build a connection between these two. And since you see the column name of the fax table and the column name of the dime table there, they were named the same. So when the column name is the same, Power BI is normally detect the relationship among the table and it build automatically a relation. So for this one, we don't have to do the drag and drop. So we can simply do cancel. And then we're also checking property ID from this fax table. And you can see also property ID and property ID, they have the same column name. So you can see Power BI already detected that relationship and it builds the relationship. So for that you can also cancel. Now let's go to date. Date, we're going to use booking date. We're going to connect this date with the booking date, and then we're going to connect this date with the check-in date. So for that, just drag and drop to booking date, and then you build the relationship. So you click on save. After that, you'll go to date. Also, you drag and drop into the check-in date. So after that, you click on save. Yeah, so this is our data model that we've built. As you can see, we've interconnected the dimensional tables with the facts table. So these two are the facts table and these three are the dimensional table. So after that, you'll come to report view and you'll start building the key metrics. So we will start with so first of all, we will going to add some new columns here. For in this date table, we want to add a new column here. We want to add a new column for week number and a new column for week day type. Now let's just add a new column for week number because we already have the date type. So you'll go back to this and then you'll come to the table date and then you right click and then you'll come to new column. New column and then you write now the DAX formula for coming up with the new column. So we're going to write week number equals to, so week number we normally find it using week num from, so we are finding from date, time, column, date, and then we close the bracket and then we click enter. So we have our week number. So let's confirm it. So as you can see, this is our week number. And then we shall also now start doing the aggregation. So you'll just right click. Let's just use a right click and then you'll come to new measure. So we'll start with doing total revenue. So total revenue, so we're going to write revenue, total revenue equals to, total revenue equals to sum, we are summing up the first booking revenue realized. Fact booking revenue realized. Revenue realized. And then we close. So that one will give us the total revenue, will give us the measure for total revenue. So we can confirm by coming here to this and then we can confirm. Yeah, so this is the total revenue. So we can remove and we proceed. Let's also calculate total booking. Come to new measure, right click and then come to new measure. And then we will calculate total booking. Total booking and then we count. So this one we find it by counting the number of booking ID. So first booking ID, first booking ID. Yeah, and then you close the bracket, you click enter. Yeah, so that one is okay. Now we'll come to another one. So another one we shall going to calculate total successful booking. So we have total booking and total successful booking. So total booking is the one that we've included, even the one that were cancelled. But for total successful booking, we will only going to count only the booking ID that were not cancelled. So for that, we're going to write total successful booking equals to, so we're going to write sum the fact aggregated booking fact aggregated bookings, then aggregated bookings of successful bookings, and then we click only for, so these are the successful, as you can see. So this is the formula for calculating the total successful booking. And then another one, let's right click, new measure, and then another one we're going to calculate total capacity. So total capacity equals to sum facts aggregated booking capacity, and then we close the bracket and then you click on enter. So we have total capacity, and then we can have occupancy rate, so we can just call it occupancy, and then we can just put it percentage equals to, so this one we simply divide total successful booking with the total capacity. Total successful booking, we divide it with the total capacity, and then we close the bracket and put this occupancy rate into percentage. So you can, and then you click on percentage, and then the next one is we can also calculate average rating. So right click and then new measure, average rating, average rating. So this is basically average facts booking, rating given, ratings given. Then you close the bracket and then you click enter, and then we can also find the total cancelled bookings. So right click, measure, then we find total cancelled bookings. Equals to calculate total bookings, and then we filter, and then we filter only the fact booking status cancelled, booking status where equals to cancelled. So I'm going to write cancelled, and then you put into brackets. and then you click enter. And then we can also find the cancellation rate. So we can click on new measure, and then we can find cancellation rate. So we can just put percentage equals to, so this one we will divide by total cancelled over the total cancel booking divide by total booking. So divide total cancel booking with total booking. Then you put into bracket, and then you click enter. Yeah, so we have all the measures. So the next step is now to build dashboard. So let's start building the dashboard. So start with the title. So I'll click on text box. Then you will increase the font 28, and then we'll start with the dashboard. So we shall going to name our the title Atlic grants analysis, and then so we can expand this and put this on here, and then we make it bold, and then we put it at the center. We make it blue, and then you'll come to general effects, and then you'll activate shadow, and then you can put these colors, this one here, and then you call it a title. And then after this you'll draw the filters. So in filters we shall going to have property name, booking platform, month, and week. So let's start with the first slicer. So that is property name. So property name is property name, yeah. So select property name, and then you're going to change this to drop down. So it'll come to setting, vertical, drop down, and then you will come to the slicer header. So this is the slicer header. We will make it bold, and then we can make this start with capital P. After that we'll go with the values. We also make them bold, and then you can increase the font size, and then you make dark black. So that one is okay. And then we can change the background. We can change the background by coming to general effects. Background currently is white. We want to make it, let's make it bluish. Yeah, so this is our first slicer. So the other slicer we can just use the technique of copy and paste, and then so you click Control C for copy, and then Control V for paste. Yeah. So this one will be, the next one will booking platform. It's in booking platform. booking platform is here. So you'll remove this property name and then you select booking. Now booking platform. Yeah, and so you'll change the name to from the property name you'll change it to booking platform. So you'll come to header and then you change it from property name to booking platform. Booking platform. And then you will also copy paste and then you will use month. So come to date table and then month name. So you remove this and then you end with month name. So you have July. So month name. So you'll come to header again. You'll change to month. After this, we're now going to filter based on week number. So week, copy, paste. Week number. So you'll change this to week number. Week number. Week number and then you will month name, you remove this month name and then you put week number. Week number. Yeah. Or you can decide to use this other one, week number. Week number. Yeah. So you can arrange this. Put this one here. Put this one here. You put this one. Also put this one here. So we have our slicer. The next step is now to build KPIs. So you'll click on cards. So the KPI you're going to build revenue, occupancy rate, total booking, cancellation, and average rating. So let's start with the total revenue. Total revenue. Yeah, so we have total revenue. So this is our total revenue. So we can make the values black, bold, and then we can make the values blue, and then we can change this to say okay. Yeah, this one. And then you'll come to the category. The category label. So this is the category label. So you can make it bold, and then you can make it dark brown. After this, we'll come to effects, and we also make a shadow, and the color of shadow can be this one. So we have this, so we can do the copy and paste technique to come up with the other KPIs. So let's start copy, paste, copy, paste. So we're going to remove this, and then we put the other one was total booking. So let's use total booking. Yeah, so this is a total booking, and then you also do the copy, paste for the other visual. So that is average rating. Average rating. So we remove this, and then we'll bring the average rating. Now let's start with the occupancy rate. Yeah, and then after this, now we do the cancellation rate. So remove this, and then you bring the, no, just remove this, and then you bring the cancellation rate. Yeah, this one we can activate the percentage. Yeah, and then we also do the copy, paste, and then we do for the one for average rating. Average rating, yeah. Average rating. So we can arrange this. Yeah, so this is our KPIs, and after this we shall going to build visuals. So let's start with the first. Let's start with the first visual. So we shall going to start with the occupancy. Now let's start with the total booking by booking platform. So that one we're going to use this, and then we want total booking by booking platform. Booking platform. Booking platform. So for that, so we can also, let's start with we can also activate labels, and then we will remove this title for x-axis, and then this also title for So you'll come to x-axis and then you remove title, and then you'll come to, you can also decide to remove the values here, and then y-axis we can decide to only remove the title, and then we can bolden the values, and then we make them dark. Yeah, and then we can come to now the title. So this title by booking, we can also make it bold, and then we increase and then we put it at the center, and then we increase this way, and then you'll come to general again, effects, and then shadow, and then you will also make the shadow just like the other visuals. So this is our first visual, and then we can also draw a second visual. So our second visual will be occupancy rate by day type. So that one we're going to build. So we shall going to, let's say, let's just do the copy and paste, and then we build. So we remove this, so we bring this one here, and then we add, just remove this occupancy rate, occupancy rate by day type. So we want to know the occupancy during the weekend or weekday. So we can use this. Yes, so this is our second visual. So before that, let's increase our height. So you'll simply come to canvas setting, and then you will, so we want to increase our height, so we can just write 9 here. So we've increased our height from 733 to 933. So let's build our next visual. So we just use the same technique, copy and paste, and then we bring it here. So then this one is also a bar chart. A bar chart for revenue generated by city and room class. Revenue generated by city and room class or room type. Room class, yeah. Yes, so we have this revenue generated by room class. And then we can also build another visual that is the average rating and occupancy. So we shall going to build a trend line showing the average rating and occupancy. So just copy, paste, and then you bring here. Just bring up a little bit, then you make this one here. And then we build our trend line. So that one will be, so trend line is this one. So we are looking for average rating and occupancy by, see this one, no, this one, average rating, week number. So remove this, put week number. Yeah, so we have average rating by week number, and then the final one we're going to have, copy this, paste. The final one we're going to have a table. The table contain total revenue, total booking, and successful booking, and then occupation percentage, and then cancellation rate, and then average rating. So for city, yes, so let's put this city to start to be at the first. Yeah, so we have this table. Yeah, and then you can put this. Yes, so this one is okay. Yeah, so we've built our dashboard. Now the next step is now to come up with insights, and then we come up with the problem, and then we, out of these insights, we provide a recommendation that will help this Atlee grant analysis to solve this particular problem. So basically, we shall going to use this dashboard to come up with the insights, and then the insights will help us provide the recommendation.